Hey, I'm Bubba.
And I'm John.
We use our questionable and sometimes traumatic childhood experiences to hopefully become better parents.
We might not succeed,
But listen,
they're fine.
welcome. Welcome to the share.
How you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a couple weeks.
Dude, I'll tell you what I'm doing. It was a holiday today, and that means the kids were not in school. And I don't know what possesses me to offer my help to the lesbian community, but I took one of their kids to a little place called Kids Town today.
Oh, God.
If you don't live in Southern California, everybody has a place like this.
Sure,
it's like an indoor playground for children under 54 inches.
Listen, Brandon, why go to a park and be in nature and play outside on these beautifully publicly funded playgrounds for free when you could pay to go inside a building with a lesser playground where you can catch all sorts of communicable diseases, right?
Yeah.
And you're trapped there and everything's kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
And you cannot get enough hand sanitizer. And it usually smells kind of shitty.
These are all true. Keep going.
And in my case, my kids fucking love it for some reason, way more than the park. I have no idea why.
I can answer that with one response, which it comes down to the machetes. When you go to a public park, as I also did today,
Okay.
there's occasionally someone who, what the libtards say, is having a mental health crisis, wielding a weapon, and may need to get shot down by the police. And I don't like to spend that much time in a public park for the off chance that when my kids have to go to the bathroom, or I do, or we're just playing, there is a vagrant street hobo / unhoused person who's hyped up or hopped down on drugs, wandering around, leaving trash, sticking a wine bottle in their butt, interfering with the nice energy. I wouldn't call it nice, but just the safe energy of kids playing.
I have a lot of comments here. I think we need to find you better public parks to go to.
I went to a great one today, and there was
doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it. This is not my park experience. I've never noticed these things.
I was at El Dorado Park this morning. We got this new dog, which I'm not a fan of this dog at all. I
You
don't
can't
like
keep.
it.
No. I'm going to stop you. You cannot keep calling this a new dog. How long have you had this dog?
1 year.
Okay, this is not a new dog anymore.
Well, compared to the other one that was 19 years old and was Barbara Walters wandering around the house.
Can I tell you my theory why you keep calling it a new dog?
Yeah.
It's because you're hoping to get rid of it. You're hoping you're not committed to it yet.
I am. I'm hoping that the listeners write it. They go, we'll take it for you.
You're like, I just got this thing. It's not working out.
It just came
Brandon,
in the mail.
You've had it for a year. It's not new. It's
Which
yours.
we do need to put a pin in because I heard you're getting a dog. So I'm at the dog park this morning, and Henry is wandering around near the fences, and this is a nice park, mind you. I know you're anti-dog park. And there's a guy dressed in rags, looking like a piece of leather, just living out in the sun. His hair's all mangy. He's got 6 backpacks on. He's got some weapon in his hand. He's in the midst of some kind of argument with nobody who's there. And I go, Henry, Maggie, don't go near that guy. And they go, why not? I don't know. He looks like he fell out of like a semi truck.
Sure.
And he's wandering around being all nuts. Everybody in the park is like kind of feeling the energy, giving eyes.
Yeah.
And Henry's like, yeah, I don't want to go near him. He looks like a bad guy. I go, I'm not saying he's bad. He's obviously going through something.
Yeah.
Don't go up to the fence. The guy's hanging out the fence. All seems fine. I turn around. I attend to the dog. I turn around. Who's over next to the fence hanging out with the guy? Henry boy.
Yeah, he is.
The guy hands him a ball. He also could have just reached over and slit his throat.
So Henry hands the guy a ball? The guy hands Henry a ball?
I turn and Henry goes, thanks for the ball. And the guy goes, "Hey, you're welcome." And he wanders on with his episode. And within 15 minutes, there's multiple police units that show up at the park driving up. And Henry goes, "I guess they're arresting the bad guy." And I was like, they are. And sure enough, they were.
Yeah.
But those are why I was like, let's not spend 2-3 hours here where we're trying to burn daylight to wear the kids out just at a playground. Because nearly every time I go to and I pack a picnic and all this stuff, there's some kind of vagrant here. I'm not saying it's the fault of Gavin Newsom or Karen Bass or the liberal media, but I prefer this indoor, sweaty, stinky playground that you pay $12 to get in that's indoors that we're probably going to get disgustingly sick from.
Yeah. I mean, you and my children agree on this. They also love the dirty indoor playgrounds that you have to pay for. I love the park. I think it's so much better. It's outside. I never run into vagrants really at the park. I think maybe we're going to different parks. I don't know.
I think they smell me. They see me and they're
you may have an energy.
They're like, this guy has snacks. I look like I'm like posing for like a dad Gap outlet ad. They're like, this guy needs to die. You know?
Yeah, you've got an energy about you that attracts kind of some crazies. There's some you and I have a relative that's similar that also kind of attracts the crazies.
I think it's like the Colin Jost punchable face thing.
Yeah,
you know, I just have a punchable face. But also, like, I went to New York one time with my wife, and together we kind of look like the image that you pull out of like a Target picture frame for the whites. And we
like
got out of the subway.
Photo.
Yeah, stock photo of the whites. And this was during BLM and everything. And multiple times in New York, when we got off the subway, the street folk were like, fuck you, dickhead, motherfucker, calling my wife names, chasing us, bedlam. And I was like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I mean,
we should be the target.
When you're with your children as well, I feel like it just adds it up because your kids are just very cute, white, like
they're the whites.
Almost like cliche. Like you guys as a family are adorable.
My children are Hitler youth.
Long blonde hair,
blue eyes, like master race. I mean, they gotta go. They gotta go to the dungeon.
Oh my God.
They are canceled.
Well,
so I don't blame them. And when the street people see them, they are like, you're the problem. And I'm like, you're right. But I have a legal obligation to protect these children. I say, let's go to the indoor playground that's owned by this elderly Chinese immigrant man who is hand sewing the netting on all these indoor nets. Which I will say, with the gays I was with today, one of my wonderful lesbian mom friends, do you know at Kids Town, or we'll call it Children's World, there's like, you're not allowed on the structures over the second floor as an adult because there have been incidences of like parents like breaking stuff or whatever or falling. But there's this like 5-story kind of tower with this rubber spider webbing that the kids could climb up.
Yeah, I've seen it,
Right? It has been shut down, and it has been shut down for months. And I was like,
"There's
what happened? There must have been an incident, right?"
Yeah.
The friend of mine, who we've known each other for years now, and we actually met there. It's a tale as old as time. And now her son and Henry are classmates. I was with her today with some of the other lesbian moms, and she goes, I go, yeah, you know, I wonder what's up with the thing. They have it like boarded off like someone was murdered in there. And she goes, I'm 99% sure it was because of me. And I was like, what happened? And she said she went up on it. And I was like, you're not supposed to do that.
No.
And she goes, yeah. And I climbed into it. I was like, you're definitely not supposed to do that. And she said, and I fell down the whole thing. And her mother was there screaming. And she fell and got stuck in it.
Oh my God.
Could have died. Could have landed on a kid. And since then, it's the part of the place you're not allowed to go.
It's all closed down because of your friends.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I wanted to get a picture
That's
of it
hilarious.
because they had all these signs up. They have it like boarded off, like full on O.J. Simpson crime scene.
Wow. That's great.
Anyways, that's why I don't like going to parks as much. But I had my other neighbor friends who messaged on a big chain with all the other moms, and they're like, let's all meet at this park. I was like, no, I'm doing this. And by 1:00, I was like, should have gone to the outdoor park.
Yeah.
This is a madhouse in here. It's an insane asylum.
I work from home, and so when the kids have a holiday, it's really hard for me to actually like work, even if
How
there's
come
somebody
you don't
here.
get work off when it's a holiday?
I
I guess you're not a government.
Yeah, it depends
person.
on the day. We're being very mercurial here about what holiday it is to try to avoid timestamping this.
It's Martin Luther King Day.
It's either
The last
Veterans Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day, Arbor Day.
It's Arbor Day.
Flag Day. We're not going to tell you what holiday it is. It's one of those, though.
It's Juneteenth.
Yeah. But no,
keep it
I don't
moving.
get some of those off. And so, so it's really hard when that happens because I have an office like in the backyard. And the kids will be out either with my in-laws for the day or Catherine will get the day off because she's a government employee. And then they just come back and they're like, blah, blah, blah. They come running in my office and I'm being in the middle of a meeting. My 6-year-old ran into my office this afternoon completely naked.
I was just thinking when you said they run in, I just had the thought of like, what if they run in naked and they do?
The 6-year-old ran in completely naked. I had taken a shower or something and he comes running in. I was 1 minute away from joining a meeting and I was like, wow, that would have been real rough. He just came running and he's like, hey, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. My 6-year-old loves being naked. 9-year-old, not so much. But the 6-year-old, he usually like clothes, take him or leave him.
Tell it to the judge, dude. You could probably get fired for that, right?
I mean,
If somebody was like, I felt so uncomfortable
yeah,
on the Zoom, you could be up there with what's his name who wrote the O.J. Simpson book, who was whacking it on the Zoom.
Oh yeah, remember that guy? I can't remember his name right now. But yes, everybody knows who you're talking about.
Great
Yeah.
writer.
Yeah.
Too bad.
But
that was the beginning. That was when people were like, oh.
I think I would have been okay. I work with a pretty good crew. I don't think it would have been a problem.
But you have locks on this. Why don't you lock it? And you can put curtains up.
I mean, it's not usually a problem. I usually don't have naked 6-year-olds running
You're
in.
asking to get bombarded by naked children. The way this is
Just
set up,
asking
dude.
for it. You didn't have
You
the
need
door
to
locked.
board up. Black out these curtains. You're going to have a bunch of naked kids running in here.
Oh my God.
And then what? Explain that to the court.
Anyway, we had a tough week with the 9-year-old. He was really giving us what for. And over the weekend, he got into it with Catherine. And we were just like, what are we going to do with this kid today? Like, he can't take anything away from him. You're like, well, I'm going to give you chores. I don't care. Like, everything's like, I don't care.
Why can't you take anything away from them?
Well, you're like, I'm going to take away your book. I don't care. Like, okay, you're not going to do this with us. You're not going to watch the movie with us tonight. We were going to watch Harry Potter. And he's like, I don't care. Like, everything's like, I don't care. We're just like, all you have to do is pick up the papers you threw on the floor. I'm not going to. I don't care. It's just like, he gets in like burn it all down mode. Right?
What if you cut his hair?
I mean, that's an option, I suppose.
You go, I'm going to tie you up. I'm going to put a blindfold on me and I'm going to cut your hair. So you're going to have a bad haircut.
Yeah, I'll try that next time. We'll see how that goes.
It's kind of going around TikTok.
So eventually we're just like,
No, it's not. I'm never on there.
Catherine was just like, just go to your room. And then she was like, you know what? I'm going to have him write an essay about what he did wrong. If he wants to come out of his room, this is what he's going to have to do.
Ooh, this is good.
Write an essay.
This is good.
And so we know he can write an essay because we've been, he does it for school now. He's like learning how to do these things. And so we'll like proofread these things he's in 4th grade, right?
Yeah.
So Catherine goes in there. She's like, all right, you're going to write me an essay. I want like 3 paragraphs about like why you're sorry and why you need, if you want to come out of your room and be part of the family tonight, right? And watch a movie, like this is what you need to do.
Oh,
And he's
I
like,
love this.
He's like, fine. And so,
and 2 paragraphs of why you're a little bitch, and 4 paragraphs of why this is the greatest family, and you're ruining it. Go.
Exactly. Right. You get it.
Yeah.
So she comes back out and we're like, watching the movie where, he's supposed to be, writing this. And what he did is he went and he
just drew dicks.
he has a Chromebook for school. Like they have to have like Chrome. He came out and he grabbed his Chromebook. We thought he was just going to write it longhand, right?
Yeah.
But he came out and grabbed his Chromebook. And so we were like, okay, you weren't supposed to do that.
He chat GPT.
But he's like, that would be hilarious. No, but he was like, no, I'm doing the thing. And we're like, okay. We didn't say you can't go get your Chromebook.
We said with quill and ink in
exactly,
person.
in blood. So what I wanted to do for our episode is These school Chromebooks, they send you the kids' search history.
Oh no!
From anything they search for
Is
on
this
their
a privacy
computer.
violation?
So I asked him if this was okay.
Oh.
And I asked Catherine, and they're both just like, yeah, it's fine.
I love where this is going. I don't know. I'm going to be quiet. I'm just going to let.
So
this
I'm going to pull
unfold.
up the search history of these are the things he searched for when we asked him to write this essay. All right. Some of this I'm going to laugh as I'm trying to read them. All right, here we go.
I'm going to throw up. I'm so excited.
Search 1. What is the average amount of people who want to participate with their family, but they are sorry? That's search 1. Search 2. What is the percent age of people who are grounded and want to participate with their family?
I love that he's just trying to search like if he's normal.
Totally, right? What is the percent age of people who are grounded and want to participate? So we're trying different things here.
Yeah.
Next one is just a single word search. Fawning.
Fawning.
Fawning. Fawning.
Like pining.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I mean, maybe you and I could search for this.
Do these Chrome searches like are they like there's parental stuff on all
Yes,
of it, right?
these are like school laptops.
Because
There's all these parental search.
Right. Because
Like-
I feel like if I typed in fawning, it would bring me to some dark pornographic
Sure,
place
sure.
that I'd be like, I've never even heard of fawning. It's like
Yeah.
next to gooning.
Yeah,
you know?
it'd be like women wearing like fluffy outfits
yeah.
or something.
Oh, you don't know
right?
about the fawning,
Yeah.
like S&M
Women dressed up
fawning.
as baby deer.
Yeah.
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 So
The
this-
guys wear a diaper. The women are dressed as baby deer. Go ahead.
So I mean, they're all in the same vein, but I'm going to read the rest of them. So
Also,
there's a few
let me
more.
pause you with the jokes I've made about your son being better off in like a Victorian era. He's fawning.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
The Oscar Wilde case for your son has not gotten better that he's Googled fawning.
All right, we've got two more. What percentage of people that are grounded and are sad and are truly sorry?
Oh my God, I could cry.
Last one. What percentage of people that are grounded and want to be let out of their room are truly sorry?
Are there like now I want to know, are there statistics for this?
I mean, we
How do
can
they
search for
control
these.
this study? Like 14%, the average age of a fawning person is 92%. But if they have a family, it's 43%. But if they're not truly sorry, but they do want to be let out of my room, statistically, it's 14%. So you are normal. What is this?
All right.
Do we have the essay?
Okay, so those were all the searches. Now, once again, I asked my 9-year-old if it was okay to read his essay. I have the essay here.
Good for you for asking. I would not.
Yeah, I said, "Hey, I want to share this on our podcast. I think it's funny. I think it's great that you did it, but I do think it's kind of funny." And he was laughing. He's like, "Yeah, you can do it."
He can't listen to this though.
No,
because I was talking about gooning. I don't want him to goon.
No, he did ask, and I said, "You absolutely can never listen to this because we use profanity and stuff." So he was like, "Okay, I understand."
Great.
All right, so here we go. So here's the essay. Why I am sorry. Introduction. Don't you ever wonder if your kids are sorry? In my opinion, I am truly sorry.
I can't. I can't.
In my opinion, I am truly sorry. First, I want to be let out of my room. Next, I am sad. Finally, I want to participate. First paragraph, body. I want to be let out of my room. I want to be let out of my room too much because I'm truly sorry. For example,
Thank you. I was like, he needs an example.
I really needed an example here. For example, a key indicator of a sincere apology is a subsequent change in behavior and apology, just to get out of being grounded without any intention of changing the behavior is typically sincere.
Okay, I'm going to pause you there, John. Clearly, he just copied what came up in his Google search for studies on this.
It's like some of these are just like, just like non sequiturs. You're like, what are you saying
If
here?
this was a parole board, he wouldn't make it out.
All right, here we go. Body paragraph number 2. Another reason I am truly sorry is that I am sad. If I wasn't sorry, I wouldn't be crying, clearly. For example, someone who is sad due to anxiety or need or a need to people please may apologize frequently and unnecessarily as a way to maintain harmony.
It sounds like he feels a lot of pressure as the older child.
Conclusion. As you can see, I am truly sorry because I want to be let out of my room. Next, I am sad. Finally, I want to participate. I hope you believe me.
He didn't say anything about the victims. He needs a victim. We need the victim statements in here. He has shown no remorse for the people he's hurt.
So
This is very selfish. He's just like, I want out of my room because I'm sad and I want to be a member of society again. Yeah. Too bad. Who'd you hurt, son?
What about everyone else?
Yeah. What about everybody else? So, are you going to clean up the mess you made, the papers to start?
Are you going to do any of the things we asked you to do?
Yeah.
He's like, clearly I'm sorry because I'm sad.
I hope you held this over his head.
Well, we did read this and we did have some responses to him. Some of them much in the same vein that you just expressed, right? Where it's just like, this actually, you're just saying you're sad, right? That's why you should get out of your room. It has nothing to do with you actually being sorry or remorseful for any of the things you've done.
With nothing to say for the obvious plagiarism.
Yeah, right? Nothing to say for the Google searches and grabbing the Chromebook, right?
Yeah.
But it did make us laugh, that is for sure. And he did write this longhand.
It is tough when they make you laugh.
Yeah.
You're like, God damn, that
yeah,
was
and
funny.
he fucking knows that too.
Yeah.
When he gets us laughing, we're like, you got me.
Yeah.
So we did send him back to his room and we said, okay, nice try. I appreciate the effort, but now you need to write one more paragraph.
Now we want a bibliography.
All right. So let me pull up the final. We asked him to write one more paragraph. Okay. Here we go. So we sent him back to his room. We said, okay, why is it important to listen to your parents? Write one paragraph about that. Like maybe we need to be clearer in our direction here. Okay.
Yeah.
So, because basically it's all comes down to like, when we ask you to do something, you just got to do it, whether you want to or not. You're the kid or the adults. You just got to do it, man. Mm-hmm. So we said, write one paragraph about why you got to listen to your parents. This is what we got.
Studies show.
And we made sure no Chromebook this time. We're like, you got to do this. You got to raw dog this one, man. Just on your own, paper and pencil. Go for it.
Please don't say raw dog to your kid, but keep going.
I mean, we didn't say raw dog.
It's my pet peeve. Everybody's saying raw dog. It's like an acceptable. You raw dog that flight. It means having unprotected sex.
It's superseded that now. It's gone past that now.
Okay.
But we don't say raw dog to our children for sure.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. It is important to listen to your parents because it is for your own good. Imagine a train was speeding at you. All right, let's try that again. All right, here we go. Imagine a train was speeding at you and they told you to move and you said no. You would die. They love you and don't want you to get hurt. That is why you should listen to your parents.
I love it. Imagine a machete-wielding hobo is leaning over a fence, handing you an object, and your father is yelling, "Get away from that man. He's having a mental health crisis."
Sure.
He's trying to save your life.
Yeah. You want me to give this to Henry?
I kind of do.
Yeah. Don't take that ball.
I should back up. Moments before the interaction with the street person, Henry fed a squirrel a handful of nuts and it bit his hand. So he's died of rabies.
Yeah. I mean, I brought to you this rabies remark before about squirrels, and you assured me squirrels do not have rabies.
They can't, but I Googled it today, and they have a lot of diseases.
Yeah.
So I'm going to check if his hand is purple or green or infected in the morning.
I mean,
he wouldn't let me check.
Your wife's a nurse. She'll figure it out.
At the time of this recording, my wife does not know that our son was bit by a squirrel because I had them the entire day. I haven't even talked to my wife besides like rushing in the door from gymnastics and going, I made ginger curried coconut milk meatballs and put it on top of the jasmine rice. I got to go. And I ran out.
You ran out the door to come talk to me.
And the kids are exhausted. I'm sure they're not telling her any of the myriad of events that happened.
Henry's hand is purple.
Henry's hand is swollen. He looks like Ludacris in that rap video. His whole arm is a giant. We'll see if he's alive when I get home.
So that aside, do you feel like you know, seeing how we handled this situation with essays, is this something you would try on your children?
I would if they knew how to write, but they're not old enough yet.
Sure. Maggie's getting there.
She's getting there, and I think it is a good idea. I have a inkling, but I don't have a clear memory of my parents doing stuff like that with us, which they probably did because we were homeschooled young. So they're probably like, write an essay about Ronald Reagan, write an essay about why Jimmy Carter's a terrible president, and I probably did those things. But they also, would swat me and have us go pick a stick in the backyard to beat us with, which I don't necessarily think was a bad thing. But I think this essay thing's a good idea.
He didn't want to do it, and it did cause him to kind of calm down and reflect a little bit.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's the thing, that it's got a lot of benefits. It's causing them to calm down. It's causing them to reflect. It's making them create something, and then also share something presentationally with a very judgmental audience that they have to apologize to. Yeah. So I think on like all fronts, this is a really big win, John. I hope the parents out there think about this essay situation.
I will say after this, we also made him sweep up the backyard.
That's cool. I was thinking the other day, because I was looking in my backyard and we have rock beds, and the weeds, boy, they're getting bad. Brandon. And I'm like, I got to get out there. I got to get them kids out there and say, stop pulling the weeds.
I mean, maybe this is Henry's penance for feeding squirrels.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if his hands will work. It is funny. I didn't even think about it.
Swollen purple hands.
It's like, I didn't even address it with Jenna, but even at nap time, he got this visual encyclopedia book. I think we took it from my mom's house, and it's one of those very cool old it's newer. It's new enough that it has like monorails and like bullet trains. It's came out, I think, in the last year, but it's like has everything, like the human heart, a tongue, 500 different dinosaurs, like spaceships, the Milky Way, and it's all alphabetical. And the illustrations are
a series
really cool.
Of books, or just one book?
No, it's just one big book. It's like bigger than a Bible. And the illustrations are so cool.
Is that how you gauge all books, if it's bigger or smaller than the Bible?
If it's heavy.
Okay.
If it's heavier, bigger than a Bible.
Jenna gets a new book, you're like, is it bigger or smaller than the Bible?
Yeah, she's like, Infinite Jest. I'm like, the Bible. And I'm talking King James. And he was looking at them, and there was a page with robotics, and it had a robotic hand. And even when I put him down for his nap, I joked, that's the hand you'll get if you end up having to get it amputated. And he's like, what's amputated? I was like, well, if your hand's infected, you
Let's
don't want me
to the A's,
because I was like, let me take a picture. He's like, no, I don't want to. You're gonna send it to Mom. I was like, yeah, she's a nurse. We need to have her look at it to see if she thinks I need to take you to the doctor. And he's like, I don't want her to see, because then they'll give me a shot. And I was like, yeah, they probably will. They're gonna chop your goddamn hand off, you fucking idiot.
You're just reaffirming
all. I was like,
his fears.
this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the robot hand. He's like, great, I want a robot hand. I was like, okay. So I got, hopefully, there's nothing tomorrow. And then Jenna's not gonna be like, you got to get him the shot within 12 hours, and now we got to take his arm
Your
off.
phone's probably blowing up right now. Your wife's in the urgent care.
Yeah, I said the phone's on silent. Don't bother me with anything, even if it's amputation. She was like, why would you say an amputation? I was like, gotta go reheat the rice.
Bye. Well, all right. Yeah, I mean, I think when Maggie gets old enough, you should totally try this. I would say I would not use this method for our 6-year-old yet. He's not at the point where he can write some, he can write sentences and things, but he can't write essays or anything.
What if because Henry's 4, but he's entered this drawing phase, which is kind of cool / annoying, because he's not big enough to be like, hey, don't write on that surface. You need to have something under. But he comes in the house like a possessed artist who has like a fucking vision. He's like, comes in the door from school. He's like, get out of my way. I gotta, and he doesn't even know how to hold a pencil. He's got it all like crippled hand, and he's like, and then he's like, look at this. It's a Hot Wheel car. You're like, oh, wow, cool. He's like, now look at this. I drew a skull on it. Doesn't look like any of it, but he won't stop with that. So, but maybe I could to him be like, you were like real naughty, doop. You need to go in your room and draw a picture about it.
You could say, like, draw me a picture of like what you should have done or something, right?
Draw a picture of your ideal family. Yeah. And he'll come out and he'll be like, I looked up the statistics for pain and sadness, and I need to come out of my womb because I feel so sad.
I do love that age when they're drawing, and you have to be like, oh, and what is this? Because they'll show you and you're like, I can't even make heads or tails of
But
this thing.
it is like, it is cute, but it's also that annoyance where my 6-year-old, where Maggie is like, they're like, let me tell you a joke. And you're like, fuck.
Lana,
and
let
they're
me
like,
tell you a joke.
What did the guitar say to the ground? Loud. And you're like, it's not even funny. And then they come back a minute later and they're like, I got another joke.
Yeah.
What's a rock and a stick? Dirt. And you have to just be like, oh, cool. And then they're doing this with the drawing. And they're like, look at this, look at this. And you're like, it all sucks.
Yeah, they pick a theme. They hear a joke or they see a picture or something that catches their interest, and then they just try to regurgitate that formula and change the words around a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So, our kids did that too. They've gotten out of it a little bit, but our 6-year-old's still doing that too, where he hears a joke and then he just changes a word around and you're like, it's the same formula, man.
But it's like, I think part of the problem is if we feign laughter, they're like, oh, it's funny, I'm going to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And part of me wants to do that Swedish, Norwegian, Scandinavian way of parenting where you don't give them praise, but you just go, oh, did you enjoy telling your joke? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, I'm happy for you.
Sure.
And they show you the drawing that fucking sucks. And you're like, did you have a positive experience making your drawing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then you should continue with that task. And then they'll fucking leave you alone and stop like interrupting you while you go like, haha, that was funny. Because it's not. Stop lying to your kids.
You do hear about those parenting styles, and it always sounds very admirable. But then when you see it in practice, they sound like insane people.
They do.
Yeah.
And I've seen actual Scandinavian
and I
people
don't
do
have
it.
a logical argument against it, other than when you see it, you go, this is nuts. Who talks like this to their children? This is insane, right?
Yeah.
It seems akin to a robot or an alien going, this is how you raise children.
But they all seem like they score pretty high on like the happiness scales, though.
I don't have a logical argument
society.
against it. It's just it is just an emotional response I have to it.
But here you're like, with the adults, you're like, you like your job? And they're like, oh, no, it fucking sucks. But then you talk to somebody in, Amsterdam, and you're like, you like your job? And they're like, the work is useful.
Yeah. Their enjoyment of it matters not.
It does matter now.
Yeah.
I went to a parent-teacher conference. I went to multiple of them because it's that time of year, I won't say between spring and summer and fall, where you go to these parent-teacher conferences. And they were both pretty funny. But Maggie's, the teacher, she's in first grade. Teacher's wonderful. She showed us the work. And she's like, here's what she's doing. Mm-hmm. And it amazed me, like, the language and the way they teach phonics and, like, the science behind it. Because I didn't learn that way. I did not. But I can't even repeat to you the descriptions of the ways of the pairings of the words.
I think this is interesting because it really is all net new to you because you were homeschooled for much of your life, right? Till high school, right?
Yeah, till high school. Well, 8th grade, which was one away from high school, but pretty much.
So I mean, when we go to not to derail here, but when we go to parent-teacher conferences, Catherine and I, we think about when we were children and we go, oh, it's different than when we were kids because it's this way or that way. It's all net new to you.
It's totally new to me.
Yeah.
And especially these bare bones of it because I learned language like a fucking ape. Like it was from watching old movies.
Oh, it's the way that immigrants and people in other countries learn English, right? Where they go, I watched Westerns or Seinfeld.
Truly. Yeah. The French, and they're like, Jerry Lewis. That is how I learned the English language in the reading and the writing was like, how did you learn to give a good speech? And I'm like, well, I watched Jimmy Stewart and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington when he started screaming at everybody.
Sure.
Truly. So to see the science behind it and the teacher is showing us and Jenna's just nodding her head like, well, yeah, of course, this is what you do. And I'm like,
because she was raised as a human in society.
In an American society. And then she pulls out the math and they're doing pre-algebra stuff in first grade of like, well, A plus B, whatever.
They learned same thing for
This is how bad
first grade. It's just basic equations. A plus B
I
equals
was
C.
like this when I got into high school. I had such a deficit of math and science that I took what's called Algebra 1. It's Algebra 1 is the most basic level of high school algebra.
I think most people are probably familiar with this. The very first basic algebra.
And then your next year you do Algebra 2, or some years I think they split Algebra 2 and
geometry,
3. Geometry,
trigonometry,
whatever.
Yeah.
I failed it 9th grade. I failed it 10th grade. I failed it 11th grade. I failed Algebra 1 for the 4th time my senior year.
Wow. Don't you have to get through Algebra 1?
Yes.
Okay.
But they felt so bad for me because I excelled phenomenally in history class, in English class, in creative writing. I was even doing electives in that field, social studies.
I thought you were going to say drama.
Well, that goes without saying. No, I didn't do drama in high school. I should have probably.
And I didn't do band in high school. There you go.
But the teacher felt so bad she gave me a D- so I could graduate.
Wow.
But John, I am telling you, when this teacher put these papers in front of me, I almost started crying. It was like the scene in in Forrest Gump, when she introduces him to Little Forrest.
Yes.
And she's like, well, he's just like his daddy. And he's like, oh, what you mean? What you mean, Dad? And she's like, well, he like his daddy. And then the camera kind of pushes in on Tom Hanks. And then he realizes, like, that's his son. And he's like, is my son retarded? But he's like, what, is Little Forrest normal? Is he like me? Like, I was looking at this with tears in my eyes.
Sure.
Of like, my first grader is way smarter than me at school.
She's surpassed you.
She's already surpassed me. I thought this was like shit when they're in their 20s. And I'm like, I can't help her anymore.
Sure.
I'm going to have to be like, I don't know.
You've already grown past my math skills.
What do I do?
Sure.
I mean, what do I do as a man?
Your wife helps her with her math.
She's going to have to help
which is
her.
What happens.
And then what's she going to come to me for? Science? Sorry. Do you want to know about the book of Genesis? I can tell you all that you need to know.
Boy, this is a heavy Bible episode for you, man.
I'm Bible heavy.
Yeah, and I am not. But
John, if you need prayer, put your head down. I don't know.
You can help her with English. You will help her with AP English.
Well, I guess with English, because I can't even help her like with phonics. Because she'll be like, these are compound or it's not even. I wish I should have brought a list of like some of these categories that they have.
Sure.
But the teacher would be like, well, over here, and you see on the wall, we do the congratulations, and I'm like, oh, yeah, of course. Sure. we all did that, right?
But of course, yeah.
Nope. Your boy didn't. Your boy's dumb.
Well, you can show Maggie Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
I guess I can. She knows too much. She was like, did you like my teachers? I was like, I did. She's like, did they say I was a good student? I did. But she knows because of my homeschool. And she goes, were you a good student? And I was like, well, she goes, well, I guess it was just, you didn't have a lot of other people because it was just you and your sister and you're in that dirty basement and you were poor. And I was like, well, that's true.
Touche.
Like I had a lot of black mold I was contending with in addition to undiagnosed ADHD.
Yeah, our conferences went a little bit different, but it was the math thing again. We're at that age now with our fourth grader where, I mean, I've seen this stuff forever on Instagram and on other social media where people talk about the new math and they go, why can't kids just learn math the way we learned math? Catherine and I are both fairly adept at math. I got up to calculus in high school.
No, I don't want to fall asleep because of math.
No.
What is new math? Is it like woke math?
No. Well, this is the exact question.
What is algebra if not trans non-binary propaganda?
Thanks for spicing it up
the
for the audience, Brandon.
The A and the B, the X and the Y.
No.
What is it?
I'll cut to the chase, which is Catherine and I are both good at math, right? But he's learning division now and different ways to do different types of division, and they teach them 4 different ways to do division now. And they even sent us an email, the parents. They said, don't teach your kids how to do division, how you learned how to do division. We're going to save that for the end. We're going to teach them these other 3 ways first to do division, and then we'll get to that one.
Huh.
We already taught our 9-year-old how to do division.
Too late. They're corrupted.
So we're sorry, Charlie. It's
so
been done.
they're like, you're going to break their brain if you train their brain.
Well, this is our
way.
point where we go, why do they need to learn to do division a different way than the way we learned? It works. It's fine.
I'll even add, why do they even need to know division?
Well, that's a different question.
Right.
I mean, depends on their career field.
I mean, I'm talking to you as a complete social and intellectual and academic failure here.
Okay.
But I do recall through those many years of failing Algebra 1, them trying to hammer home to me, you're going to need to know to use this.
Sure.
You're going to be using this all the time. I have used it not once.
I use math.
Now, you're an engineer.
I'm not an engineer. You say that.
What do you do for a living? What's your name again?
I'm a data analyst.
I thought you were going to say I'm a detective.
So I do like data science, data engineering, and data analytics. So I use math all the time.
But do you do division in your head and on paper?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will use division and algebra. I mean, I to be fair, I am not using like trigonometry or something on a regular basis.
I couldn't even tell you what
But I
trigonometry
absolutely
is.
use the basics of algebra all the time. Yeah, absolutely.
God.
I mean,
I couldn't do any of this.
I think it just depends on your career field, right? I mean, you're a writer, you're a comedian, right?
A bartender.
You're also a bartender.
Yeah.
Did you ever need to figure out some ratios, things?
I just pour and hope for the best. That's why I got fired. No. Okay, so your kid's brain is all messed up.
Because we taught him how to division.
I feel
the
like
way
they're
we
all
learned.
like that. That's the equivalent of kind of being like, now we're teaching them how like electoral maps work, but do not mention the Constitution.
Yeah, I mean,
We don't want to teach them anything about the founding of this country until we get into gerrymandering.
yeah,
We'll save the Constitutional Convention till the end.
We've tried to wrap our heads around this new math, and it is so complicated. And I'm just going, you know what? Okay, we won't interfere. We'll let the school teach you the new math, and then you can get to the normal way, and we'll see what wins out. I don't know.
There's got to be protest signs that are like,
that's what
new math,
Yeah.
no new math.
People have been talking about this for a while. It's kind of a cliche. People online will talk about new math, and
I've never even heard of it.
yeah, well, there you go.
It's a controversial subject.
You learned something new.
All these mathematicians
Yeah.
who are like devoted their lives and they're like, get out MIT, you're fucking done. We don't need you anymore. We got the new math. It's like people with like purple hair.
Sure.
They're all androgynous. They're
Yeah.
like, this is the way we do it now,
progressive,
old man.
Yeah.
Crusty old white
Get your
mathematician.
old math out of here.
Yeah.
It's
and he's
racist.
like, no, it'll be important. You need the symbols. They're like, no, we don't. Not anymore. We learned it at the end.
All right. Well, that's all my thoughts on
Mondami math. They're going to bankrupt the city.
that's all my thoughts on parent teacher conferences and math. Anything else you wanna bring up here? You good?
Hashtag no new math, dude.
All right.
Hashtag no math for me.
No math at all.
No math.
I'll one up you.
All those math teachers are dead, by the way. They're in the math burial ground.
All right. We are back with recommendations. We did not break and make drinks this week.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
I don't know. You didn't get up.
Why are you holding out?
We for the listening audience at home. We normally take a break around this time, and we head over to the bar and we make ourselves some cocktails. We did not do that this week because Brandon did not get up from the couch here.
Do you want a break and go get a drink?
No, it's all right. We're already back down here. We can do this. Let's knock this out. We'll do it sober.
Are you okay if I smoke weed?
Yeah, go for it. All right, so we're gonna do recommendations. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I got two little things. I will say this week, it's been a crazy. I feel like I hate saying it's been a crazy week. Oh, it's been such a crazy week, but it is, and it doesn't stop, and I hate it. It's this time of year. It's like you just can't. You're like, oh, finally we can have a night, and then it's like, somebody threw up, or like there's a parent-teacher meeting, or there's another thing, and it's like, God damn it.
Yep.
Leave me alone.
I think most of the people probably listening to this can relate to that.
It doesn't stop unless if you raise your children in a religious cult unhomeschooled, which I will say.
Can you imagine doing that? That would be the worst.
Here's the thing. If my parents had to do it all over again, they would do it exactly the same.
Oh my God.
They have said it. They're like, we didn't know what was wrong. Although my mom, so we left the cult when we were 7, but my mom's still friends with some of the people who didn't reject her. But she has a friend who's still in the cult. In fact, the friend who brought her into the cult at age 16. And that woman's parents, or her dad died, who was like in his 90s. And my mom went to Arizona to see this friend and go to the funeral. And she's traveled with this friend before. And she stayed for like a whole week or a week and a half. And I talked to her. I was like, how'd it go? She was like, oh, it was good. It was good to see all those people. Some of the people from the church came out. And she said, but we went to their church. And I tell you what, I forgot what it was like going to church 8 times in a week. Because they would go times like Saturday and Sunday, 2 services.
They do a 2 a day.
Yeah, like it's like a Broadway show where you're like, are they off on Monday, Tuesday? And that's when they ever rehearse.
So is this your recommendation?
No. My recommendation is it's so much going on, including these things that I really hate, which are like fundraisers the kids have, where they go jogging. I think I got one from your wife. I didn't give you guys shit.
I would expect nothing
I got
less.
multiple emails from your wife, like, please give us money. I was like, bitch, shut up. I'm trying to raise my own money, hitting people up.
I mean, the thing is they're just like, I tell people, I'm like, even if you don't donate, it's fine. But it's like, you have to give them an email. They're like, you got to give 10 emails.
Not only that, dude, I also had to make a fucking video. I got to make a video every time, which this is my fault. I'm the video guy.
Sure.
But Jenna's like, oh, can you make a quick video? And I'm like, phew. And I've run out of cool, funny things.
Sure.
So made this video. I had to go to the jogathon. And because I am stupid, Jenna had to work. And she was like, I'm getting to my recommendation. Jenna was like, Henry's, she put on the calendar. She was like, Henry's is 8:30-10:30 Maggie. And I was like, cool. I go to Henry's. I'm cheering them on with all these dumb kids running in circles, sweating with their Apex Fun Run thing or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, run another lap. They're like,
do it.
These kids are dying, you know?
Yeah.
I picture that scene in, I don't know if it was Borat or what, where he's running a marathon and he turned around like shooting the other participants. The Dictator, I think it was. But I'm like, good God, they got these kids sweating. And then Henry's was over at like 9:15. I was like, well, Maggie's isn't for an hour. So I went home. I came back. It was like the 5th graders. And I was walking around because we live a block from the school. I was like, oh, fuck.
You missed
is
it.
She? Yeah.
You
these
missed
moms
it.
are like, oh, the 1st graders went at 9:40.
They went an hour and a
like,
half ago.
Oh, no. And Jenna texts, because I sent her all these pictures of Henry. She's like, how'd it go with Maggie? And I was like, ooh.
Great.
Literally looking at my phone, like, can I send her pictures from last year?
Do I have any pictures of Maggie running somewhere?
She's like, well, she's in the forest. My wife was, ooh.
She was mad at
She
you.
was mad.
Yep.
And so I was like, I'll make it up to her. I fucked up big time. Also, I fucked up because I didn't even have anything to do. I was like, well, I guess I'll go home and clean up the eggs from this morning and vacuum the floor. And so I was like, I'll pick up Maggie early. So I did all this scheming so Henry wouldn't see me. And I made this big list of like, here's all the things we can do, all these magical things. We can go to Knott's Berry Farm, whatever. Got the whole afternoon. I picked you up early. All this fool wanted to do was go to Yogurt Land and make cutout snowflakes with me.
Yep.
So I spent 5 hours with this kid. It was way too much. But just sitting on the floor with her, having her these little cutouts, hearing all her dumb little 1st grade girl stories, all her emotions, her going, this is the best day of my life, Dad. I love you so much. Are you going to eat all that Yogurt Land? I'm like, no, it's going to make me have diarrhea. So she ate mine too. My point with that recommendation is sit on the floor. The kids don't even want much. Yeah. I had another day with Henry, boys' night. I was like, we can do anything you want. Made a similar list. We can go to this amusement park, go mini golf. We can. He goes, I want to have boys' night and eat mussels. He just wanted to eat mussels. Now, John, I know
boy, is this your kid?
I know you can't have them because you're gay, but Henry loves mussels. He ate all of his, and just like Maggie with the Yogurt Land, he ate all of mine. whatever mercury poisoning he has,
Oh
I
my
hope
God.
thwarts off the diseases from the squirrel.
The squirrel diseases. Shellfish is the cure.
He just ate all these mussels up. I was like, I'm going to barf looking at him.
That is so
He's
funny.
sopping up with a whole loaf of bread, dude. I was like, you're going to shit your pants tonight.
So your recommendation is to sit on the floor with the children
Sit on the floor with the children.
and let them eat whatever their food of choice is.
And just hang out with
Just
him.
spend time.
Henry was like,
Yeah.
he just wanted to listen to garbage truck songs, tell me all his crazy, stupid stories of like dreams he had and dinosaurs and trains. And he was like, I even brought him to this party where we dropped off Maggie, where it was like a K-pop demon hunter thing. All the kids were in costume. There were boys in his grade who were there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I thought it was a drop off just for the first graders. And parents like, no, you guys can stay. There's little kids here. And Henry goes, sorry, can't stay. We got mussels. It's bad boy night. And I was like, Henry, this sounds like the opposite of bad boy night. Your dad's drinking champagne and making your mussels.
I will say, just to put a finer point on your recommendation, because I think there's something you're not stating here, which I totally agree with as part of this rec, which is spending time when you have more than one child, spending time with them one-on-one is something you have to make a conscious effort to do sometimes. And it's really easy to forget. And it sounds so obvious when you say it, but when you have more than one child, it's really hard to do that sometimes, to pull that off.
Hard, even with one child, because you're busy doing your administrative adult shit. I'm folding the laundry. I'm doing the kitchen. I got to clear. But to even, especially if you have more than one kid, to make that time, because most of the time when they are having a meltdown, they truly just want a hug and they just want to be listened to. And I hate saying it because now we sound like we're parenting experts, which we are not.
Nope.
But Maggie had this horrible see you next Tuesday meltdown, was so mean to me. This was the same night as the party and bad boy night. I brought her home. She had this great night with her friends and she was so awful coming in the door, so mean to us. And I was like, all right, you go to your room or whatever. And I went in and she was like, told me some girl at the party was picking on her. I don't know how true it was, but I said, you just need a hug. And she said, yeah. And she just started bawling in my arms, like a year's worth of tears. She was just crying. And then she went in this whole thing of just like, you had this time with Henry and I wanted time with you. And I was like, bitch, I picked you up from school and took you to Yogurtland. We did the crap.
You had your time.
You lay off. But she just like having that time. They just want to be seen. They want to be heard.
I think it's important when you have more than one kid that they really love your undivided attention. And there is a competition that happens when you have a sibling, especially at young ages like this, where they really crave that undivided attention from a parent, right? And I think even just not even both parents with a kid at a time, but literally just one-on-one, just you, just with one kid, just your wife, just with one kid. That one-on-one time they love it, man. They fucking love it. It's the best.
Okay, I'll give you this other recommendation that's very short.
Okay.
And
because you were like, I know I'm have anything. And then you're like 20 minutes into like...
And I'm like, bidet, let's talk about poop. No, I made this herb Greek salad, which is like whatever. It's like you chop up a bunch of lettuces and herbs and all this stuff, and it's all finely diced, which I do love a finely diced chopped salad. I marinated chicken in yogurt, grilled it, whatever. That was all good. But what I've never made was this dressing, which I make dressings, and it's typically like olive oil, honey, Dijon, whatever. If you do Asian, you're like sesame oil, ginger, a little orange juice, whatever. But this dressing, dude, ooh, damn. You take a thing of feta cheese, put it in a bowl, and then you add your oil, like your olive oil, and then a red wine vinegar. It's like Mediterranean. That's when you use like a red wine for your acid. And like salt, lemon, pepper, whatever, some, onion powder, garlic powder. But the thing is you whisk up this feta with it, and it makes this creaminess thing, and it's good for like a few days. And I put it on salads the whole week.
Dude, that sounds so good.
And you toss it all in, and then you have this like creamy feta-y. It's a dressing.
I've never had like
it's so obvious when
feta creamed dressing.
Because you buy dressings at the store that'll be like a creamy poppy seed or a creamy Caesar or whatever. But when you do it fresh with like a half thing, whatever, however
with
you
good
get your
cheese
feta, and you just like pour in olive oil, that in the acid with whether it's lemon juice or red wine vinaigrette, shake it up in a jar or whatever. Ooh, dude.
How long does it keep?
I mean, it's like any dressing you make. It's like up to a week, probably. You can smell it when it turns, but it's, it's a cheese. But once you put acid in something or a sugar, it can turn, and that's got honey in it. So, it's not shelf stable. You wouldn't keep it forever, but it tastes so fresh, so bright, all that creaminess. I can't recommend it enough.
That sounds great. It's a good recommendation. All right. My recommendation. I have, we'll keep it on the food kick here. So it's not a recipe.
It's a way of life.
I am actually not just as you are religious and I am not, you are a cook and I am not. So, I mean, I can cook, but it is not something I enjoy doing. I hate cleanup. I hate shopping.
I remember one time we were talking as couples about cooking and your wife said, you make breakfast for dinner is when you cook.
That is one of my signature dishes. Yeah.
Breakfast.
I do love making breakfast on like the weekend, like a big pancake breakfast, scrambled eggs and stuff. Like,
but you'll make it for dinner.
I mean, I'll make that for dinner for the kids sometimes. It's not something I make for us. Yeah. That's just like a kid's thing. No. I mean, I can cook, but I have realized actually as I've gotten older and time is more
running out.
Yeah, time's running out. We're all dying. No, but you just don't have as many hours in the day when you have kids, you have a job, you have all these things in your life, you have your hobbies. I've made the decision where I just go, you know what? I'm not passionate about cooking. I hate grocery shopping, right? Cooking to me is not something I get like a lot of enjoyment out of. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. So we split up dinner every night with Catherine and I, where I'm responsible for a few nights, she's responsible for a few nights. We alternate, right? Okay. So I usually get takeout for us, right? So I have a rotation.
I thought you were going to be like, so I signed up for Meals on Wheels.
No,
I lied and said I'm an elderly person.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. No, this isn't like a recommendation for HelloFresh or something, right?
Oh, this would have been a great. We got to pin this for that.
Well, let's tie this into some sponsored
Bid
ad
Gourmet.
content. Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I've never done one of those box services, but what I currently do is I have a rotation of a lot of local restaurants that I go to, different restaurants for takeout.
It's called In and Out. Let me spell it for you.
No, so it's funny that you say that, where it's these chain restaurants. I have made a concerted effort over the past, I don't know, I will say year, to really try and support local restaurants when I get takeout. Nice. It's so easy. I mean, it is an embarrassment of riches where we live with the number of restaurants that we have access to. Yeah. Right. We are in Long Beach, which is LA adjacent. It's absolutely ridiculous. Not everybody, we don't even think about it anymore, but not everybody has that luxury any given night, there are 200-300 restaurants you could go and get takeout from within a 15-minute drive. Right. It's pretty crazy. And it's really easy to just go like, I don't know, what do you want? You want Chipotle? You want fucking Olive Garden takeout? Your, CPK or something? I have made a concerted effort to make sure to, when possible, I still,
only support black businesses. Is that what you're going to say?
No, but you should.
You don't want to.
I would say in addition.
So you don't support black businesses?
I'm not saying to, and I'm not saying not to.
Jesus Christ,
no,
John.
Definitely support.
Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Keep going. No, keep going.
I'm going to if you let me. Which is to support local restaurants. There are so many of them. There's so many good ones. And I'm not going to sit here and recommend a bunch of local restaurants for a podcast.
I was hoping you would. You're looking at your phone. Just fucking list them off.
I mean, I can. But
if they're Asian, don't use the voice like you do.
Me, the racist voice.
Yeah, don't cows.
Isn't that the pot calling the kettle?
He really does a good Vietnamese one. Go ahead.
No, it is funny that you mentioned Asian restaurants, because this is something that Catherine and I have a gripe about, which is there's so many of these great family-owned Chinese restaurants that we grew up with, and they're all going away. And there was an article that came out of the New York Times, it's like a couple of years ago now, where it's these family-owned Chinese restaurants. Most of these were immigrants that came over, and this was something they could do. They would work very hard and make these restaurants, but it's a really hard life, and the margins are so small.
Yeah. I think I read this too. Like their descendants are like, I don't want to do this.
No, because their kids are. I mean, they're raising their children in America to make a better life for them.
Yeah, and they'll get these college
their kids
educations.
Are like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to, we got a college degree. We're going to do these other things, and the parents are happy about it.
Yeah,
right. But the downside for many other people is that like we had these great family-run Chinese restaurants that we grew up with, and they're all going away.
Yeah,
and there's only a few of them
I read
left.
an article about that, and there was like. Maybe it wasn't the Times. Maybe it was that.
No, there
LA
was a New York Times article
one,
about
and it was
this.
like there was this one in San Francisco that was like over 100 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it was like a profile of this, and they were like, "Yeah, the kids, great grandkids don't want to do it," and it was like, "Well, I get it."
Yeah. So the title of the article, I pulled it up here, which is "Chinese Restaurants Are Closing. That's a Good Thing," the owner says.
Wow.
Right. So this is a New York Times article from a couple years ago. Feel free to check it out if you want. That's not what I'm recommending, but we have found a nice local family-run Chinese restaurant still, and we try to support it. It is a little more expensive. It is a little bit more of a drive, but we do go there regularly. And there's, this new family taco spot that opened up, and it's just like wherever you live, I'm sure there's these options. This is a friendly reminder it does make a difference for these families that run these restaurants. It is a big part of the community, and if we don't support them, they go away, and then you're just left with horrible chain restaurants everywhere.
Well, it sounds to me like you're saying like we need to frequent Chinese restaurants so we can keep their descendants indentured to serving Chinese food to white people, as opposed to them getting a better life and assimilating into Western culture with a college degree.
That's incorrect.
What's the name of the Chinese restaurant?
Ta Chen.
Say it again.
Ta, T-A-C-H-E-N.
Where is it?
It's in Garden Grove, California.
Oh, I'm not going that far.
It's about 15 minutes away. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the Chinese chain restaurant that's
Pickup Sticks? Panda Express?
Yeah, that's where I go.
That's where you go.
Listen, They're Fine is produced and edited by Wyatt Gray. Original music by John Ahern. John's Instagram is @JohnAhernMusic. And you can find my inappropriate parenting on Instagram @Bubba Ogborn. You can also find our recommendations linked in the show notes. If you have feedback or topic suggestions, our show email is listenthey'refine@gmail.com. And our TikTok and Instagram handles are @ListenThey'rFine. If you made it this far without calling Child Protective Services on us, please leave us a 5-star review. It helps other questionable parents find us. Share the chaos, tell a friend, tell your therapist, tell anyone who needs to feel better about their own parenting choices. Hit subscribe so you never miss an episode.